Welcome back to our vlog. I know it's been a while since our first one because
several months.
We were very tragically separated.
But now we're in love, so it's okay.
We did.
That takes a lot of context that I'm not going to explain.
Yeah, no, we don't have enough time for that. So we decided that for our first vlog back in action, we would do a back to school vlog.
Because we're back in school.
All right.
Smart.
Hold on, I have a thing that I need to get rid of.
Her protection has ended. On her computer.
Not in my life.
Okay, so we have several topics for our back to school vlog. And topic number 1, reconnecting with friends. As you see here, except we reconnected like 2 weeks ago. So this is different. But
yeah, this is not our first time being back together, but sentiment still stands.
Yes. It's always weird going back to school, and because you get so used to seeing the people that you see at school while you're there, and then you go home for the summer, and you either like sit in your room all the time, or you like see friends,
or you go to work all the time.
Yeah. Well, I tried. But
complicated.
They kind of did. Not really. So, like, reconnecting is weird, and it takes a lot of work to get into, like, the habits again.
Yeah.
It's really, especially when you have your own space. We just moved into apartments this year.
Yeah.
So, for the first time since going to college, we have our own space. Like, I have my own space at home, but not at school usually. So, it's really, really tempting to just lay in bed and watch Netflix all the time, because you don't have to worry about, like, being smelly, because your roommate won't know, because they're in a different place, or you don't have one. So...
yeah, you have to try a lot harder when you're separated like this than you would if you were in a dorm situation. I know a lot of people are probably going to be in dorm situations where their friends are maybe just a few doors down or a few minutes of a walk away. And that's awesome, and it's great while it lasts.
And even then,
it won't last.
Even then, you sort of get in the mentality that, like, things are so close that you're used to them being there immediately, and when you have to put effort into, like, walking a few buildings down or going to a different part of campus, you're like, is it worth it? Should I just stay here? Maybe I'll do that. I did that a lot last year.
Yeah. Always make the effort. Always.
It's very different from freshman year, because freshman year you're always like looking to do things because the friendships are new and you want to solidify everything and just put in the effort because you will have a great time and it is worth it. And you'll have amazing friends. There you go. There it is. Thought you weren't going to do that.
No, I wasn't going to leave you hanging. I wasn't there.
But yeah, basically, don't freak out if you feel like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work for everybody.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little weird at first.
For sure.
But you'll get there.
And another thing to get used to again is the swing of classes. It's terrible. Like, I like school, but I hate school.
Yeah, I love being here. Love it. Love my friends.
Especially if you have morning classes. This is my first 9 a.m. ever, actually. I have 3 days a week here. I never had a 9 a.m. before. I might have had an 8:30 one time freshman year. I don't know. But that was a 5-minute walk from my dorm. Now I live off campus in an apartment, so it's terrible. I have to get up at 7 every day, which is so fun. But it's rough going from summer mode to classroom mode.
Especially when the switch is like immediate. Like, I personally went back, I had 1 day of work on a Friday, and then 2 days later I was in class. Like, it was like no transition time. I had nothing. So it was like all of a sudden I have to get used to sitting at a desk every single day listening to people lecture at me. Not the easiest thing to get used to again, and especially when you've not been doing work all summer long. You don't want to do it once school starts up again. You really just don't.
So my transition was a little weird this year because I studied abroad this summer, so I was in Dublin. I had an internship for 2 months of the summer, so I was used to having a regular workload, but it never followed me home or anything like that. And then I came back and I was working on and off at home before I came here, and then I had a week of nothing. So I was literally, like, one of my roommates was already in our apartment and another one moved in on the same day as I did. And so the two of us who moved in on the same day had a week where we just, like, were in our separate rooms just watching Netflix, occasionally going into the kitchen to get food and, like, saying hi to each other. So, like, it was weird to do that and get so used to just laying in bed and then being in a classroom. Yeah. But is terrible. I don't really have advice for that.
It's
You
just
just
an
have to do
adjustment.
it.
You just have to do it. Just keep going. You'll get used to it again.
Bitch about it on Twitter. Maybe you'll be funny and get a lot of followers. That's
Or-
never happened to me.
Or Tumblr.
But, like, it could happen to you.
Mhm.
I have hope for you.
Yeah. We really believe in you.
I believe in you.
I believe I can fly.
That was going in my head, too. Twins.
It's because we're in love.
It's because we're in love. Even though she broke my heart earlier. She wasn't in love with me.
It was temporary. She'll live.
Yeah.
Alright. In
No.
conjunction with our topics of
English
classes.
major.
You might be sitting in a class and you're like, wow, this is gonna fucking suck. You might think about dropping it. So, the big question is, drop or nah?
Nah.
Nah.
That's not the answer.
No.
The answer depends on you.
Yes, it's a personal choice. She was just correcting me.
Yeah. Have you dropped a class before?
I have.
Me too.
Yeah.
I dropped one from my schedule this semester before I even went there.
Mm-hmm.
And the other class I dropped, it was either, I think it was last semester. Because it was a
Your
night
writing class.
Yeah, it was
I remember.
my writing class, ironically. It's just what I want to do. But yeah, it was a night class, and I knew it was once a week. It was 3 hours, and I'm in an hour and a half class. I get antsy, and I don't want to be there, and I need to move around more than that. And so I knew if I went, I would not pay attention, and I probably would not go. And so that, like, if you know you're not going to go to a class, just drop the class. It's not worth failing it.
Yeah, you know yourself.
And really, you should go to class. Like, it might be different because we're English majors and participation is, like, a big part of every class. But, like, I can't imagine passing without going to class. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Take it from me. It doesn't happen. You cannot pass without going to class. You might think, oh, I'm not going to miss anything in this lecture. You're going to miss it.
You'll
And
miss things.
you're going to be like, fuck, when it comes to the time you have to write a paper on this subject that you missed. And once you start missing class, it starts to feel like a habit to miss class.
Mhm.
So don't even start.
And don't feel like you can skip just because your professor puts, like, a video of the lecture online. You won't watch it.
No,
You won't.
You will not.
You'll never watch it, and you'll think you're fine, and it'll be bad. You'll probably have to resign the class. Like,
Though you are allowed some skips for
Oh, yeah.
every course. Use those. Don't go over those.
use them wisely, though.
Yes.
Don't use them all in, like, the first couple weeks.
Yeah, don't do it because, like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to wake up this morning.
I always wait.
Have some coffee.
Yeah. For the skips thing, I usually try and hold off using them until at least halfway through the semester if I'm not, like, sick or something. And then by the end of the semester, I usually have them all saved up. So if, like, the last couple of weeks I don't want to go and I'm, like, crammed with finals work, I can just, like, skip and relieve myself of some pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But dropping the class.
Yes, back on topic.
Don't feel like you're a failure if you have to drop a class.
Yeah.
So many people have to drop classes.
Mhm.
Like, if you feel like you're overloaded, it's much better to drop the class and get good grades in the classes that you stay in than to stay in that class, be completely overwhelmed, and then just, like, get grades that you know you could do better.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to strive to do your best and to be your best. And if you're in a class where you're like, I'm not going to be able to do this, feel like I'm, like, underwater 100% of the time, don't stay in it. And there's I'm assuming for every school, there's a drop add period where it affects nothing.
Yeah.
You can, and sometimes it takes a little more time to figure out if you want to stay in a class or not. I know personally last year, it took me maybe a month into the course for me to not a month, maybe 2-3 weeks for me to realize, oh God, I can't do this. You can still drop the class.
Yeah. Resign, like, they try and scare you with resigns being like, it's on your record forever. It's expected that it's going to happen occasionally. Like, don't just resign every class just because you don't like the professor or you don't want to do the work. Like, you're going to have a bad professor once in a while. It happens. It happens to everyone. You just have to kind of suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's part of what they're training you for. Like, be an adult and deal with your problems.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's going to hurt you more than help you, then drop.
Yes. We are already coming up on 10 minutes. We're even halfway through our list.
Should we skip something?
Let's skip something.
Okay. I feel like Syllabi are not that hard to read.
Nah.
Ask your professors if you have questions on your syllabus. They're more than happy to go over it. Don't wait until halfway through the year and be like...
Make sure you look at your fucking syllabus.
Look at the syllabus. I have an aunt who's a professor who gets so frustrated when people ask her stupid questions that are on the syllabus.
Yeah. So, clubs? Yeah, we could do clubs.
Okay. Neither of us have great experiences with clubs, to be quite honest.
Yeah. We're not going to lie to you.
I joined one freshman year. The whole point was to do fundraising all year long so that I could use that, put that money towards a skydiving ticket so that it's not like $1 bazillion to go skydiving. The people in charge were more interested in making it a social club, and I was not super into that because I went with a friend, so we wanted to go skydiving. And so if you're frustrated by the mere organization of your club, it's not worth it. Don't go. But then we were in one briefly.
Yes. I made her come with me because I was too nervous to go. Okay.
I was happy to go.
I needed her to come with me, otherwise I wasn't going to want to go by myself. I was not at a point yet where I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this all by myself. But we joined the LGBTA at school, and wow, I hope no one sees this from there.
Yeah. It felt a little cliquey. It was cliquey. Hard to break into the groups of people because there were groups. Yeah. And it did not feel organic to make friends there. And a lot of people say that, like, you're going to make your friends through clubs. You'll make friends. If you put effort into making friends, like, you'll make friends. Just talk to people. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right.
Yeah. Like, don't try and force it. Don't force it. Because you're going to be unhappy. And if you're going to this club every week and it's like, wow, I'm not talking to anybody. Nobody is talking to me. I don't feel welcome here. Like, don't keep going.
Don't go.
Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth that hour of your time. You could be doing something else. You will find your friends. It's just...
Yeah. And, like, you might feel weird about it because when I dropped out of the club that we were in, I think you went a few times without me. The people were all nice. They're nice people.
Yeah, great people. In case anyone see this, we don't have anything against you.
Yeah, just because someone's nice doesn't mean you're going to be friends with them, is the bottom line. Like, you don't have to feel bad about that. Like, people are different. Your needs are different. And clubs can be really good, though. We have a couple friends who are, like, the leaders of their club now. And they love it.
We're actually kind of in that club.
Yeah, we accidentally joined, though I missed the first meeting.
Yeah. I made a collage, though.
Yeah.
Watch out
for It's got butts on it.
It's only got 2 butts.
That's more than one.
Whatever.
But, yeah. So clubs can be great, but don't freak out if they're not your thing, basically. I feel like that's, like, the main message of this video is, like...
Don't freak out if it's not your thing.
Yeah. Try things, and it's cool if they're not for you. One thing I think is really important to learn in college is how to eat and do things alone.
Yes.
We have a friend who is very afraid of eating alone. And it's just, which is fine. We eat with her all the time because she's our friend. We love her. But I think a lot of people, especially freshmen, when they go to college, they think it's really weird to be places alone because college is where you're supposed to make friends. So many people do so many things alone in college that it's completely normal to be alone, like, most of your time. Like, everyone has completely different schedules. It's really hard to meet up with people when you didn't, like, make your schedules together.
Yeah.
So, like, eat alone if you need to. Like, plan on having lunch alone, honestly, is what it is. Like, I eat breakfast at my apartment, then I do my lunch thing at school, and then usually I'll meet up with people for dinner.
Yeah. I mean... There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. Plug in your headphones, watch some Netflix, listen to music. You're not doing anything that's totally out of the ordinary. Yeah. People eat alone all the time. And if you're by yourself, look around because there are going to be so many other people that are alone too. And it's not a big deal. It's not an issue. It's not that they're lonely people or that they don't have friends. It's just that, right now, at this time in their schedule, they're the only one that's free. So, just sit down, eat your lunch.
It doesn't mean
have some chicken fingers.
Yeah. Have some chicken. Unless you're a vegetarian. And then you are strong. I was a vegetarian for 2 years and chicken broke me. But yeah. Don't be freaked out by doing things alone. It doesn't mean you're a weirdo. It doesn't mean you're a loner. It doesn't mean you're a freak. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Everyone understands. No one's going to see you and be like, something's wrong with that person.
Yeah. Yeah, people aren't... Most of the time, people don't notice you when you're, especially in a big place like a student union or something.
people are very concerned with themselves, and not in like a selfish way, just so that they know what they have to get done and what they need to do, and they have their own thing they're working on.
Yeah. So.
And it's a great way to learn to feel comfortable with yourself.
Yes.
I have become a lot more comfortable with myself in college, which I know is cliche. Like, it's a thing that everyone's like, you can find yourself. But I have a little bit, like, I have some soul searching left to do. But, you know, but I definitely am much more comfortable with myself. And a lot of it is because of how I've learned to spend time by myself.
I mean, not everyone's going to spend their lunch break self-reflecting. But if you do,
just scroll through Tumblr on your phone. Get a little Twitter action.
Yep.
Take some selfies.
Definitely take selfies. Please take selfies.
Please take selfies. That should be the topic of our next video is
selfies. Yep. Okay, so that covers our back to school topics. Sorry for 16 minutes of it. We try to make it is shorter than the first one.
And our next one will be shorter than that.
We'll try.
Maybe.
So, join us next time. Probably next week. We'll try and do it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, next time we'll talk about selfies.
Selfies!
Woo!
That was supposed to be a self camera.